I was asked to give a summary of the events of the first Burning Castle LARP, so I'll begin. Oberon, the king of fairies, called folks from both realms to his castle for a banquet. They were very mysterious about what it was they were supposed to be celebrating. They served them a banquet and sat above them and looked very pale while watching them eat. Then after dinner, the guests were ushered into a grand hall. The king of fairies performed a magical spell with a crystal orb. For that night, they united the two realms of Dream, Elsmere, and of Shadow, Scipio, for one light. But he did so by giving his life. When he finished the spell, Oberon fell over and died. One of the cultists of the mysterious castle read his last will, which was to summon his two children and have them meet. Folks from the dream realm prepared a ritual of delight, dancing, and communion, which summoned a pink-haired fairy in a large blue dress. Sherian called themselves a dream shepherd and joined in on the dancing, and was loved by all. In the cold dark of the basement, in flickering candlelight, the Scipians gathered to make their sacrifice. In the realm of shadows, magic comes at quite a price. They all gave something precious. A year of their life, their right eye, a hand. And then nothing happened. They waited for so long, they almost gave up. And then finally, from the shadows, a figure appeared in a long black robe with sharp claws. Licking the blood from the eye they had just eaten, it told them how much of a disappointment they were. And if they wanted any sliver of its power, they would have to earn it. The captain of the Sunken Faith told it that its father had died, and it only smiled and said that the castle was up for grabs, before ascending the stairs and disappearing into the castle. Throughout the night, the guests tried to unite the pair, but Sonder would not be seen in the same room as Sherian, repulsed like batteries of the same type. The Coven of Moss helped Sherian and welcomed them. The Sunken Faith even introduced the Fae to their dark undersea god, which changed the Fae somehow. Sonder walked up to the top of the stairs into the tower, and there Scipians made deals for power. They would make deals of betrayal and secrets. The wizards sought knowledge, the Fae sought sensations, and the Sunken Faith sought power. But the Moss only needed each other. The next morning, Sherian caught up to Sonder, forced it to confess why they could not be together. Because you are weak, and you need to be protected from the knowledge of my world. You're not even a whole person, you're just my shadow. This conversation escalated into an argument, and Sherian's friends defended them. This meant that no one in the castle was a complete person. And they all had another half who was there. It was quite a revelation. Over the course of the evening, many things happened. In the pirate crew, the Sunken Faith, there was a mutiny, and the captain was challenged to a duel. They were able to win, but only because their Elsmerian half rallied half of the castle to come to their aid. They killed 2 pirates in the battle, and Sherian showed the incredible power of reanimating and healing their souls. The guests found their pairs and became stronger. The Court of Fays organized a trick where they put both Sonder and Sherian in the same room. And Fossegrim, the former lover of the King of Fairies, told the story of how they had left Oberon with one wish when they left. And Oberon had used this to wish these 2 beings into existence. But one of them had grown up in isolation in the dark of the caves, creating Scipio, the Shadow Realm, while the other had been whisked away to the Dream Realm. And it was Oberon's wish that they be able to meet, so Fossegrim played the flute, and they danced, merging into one person. After this was the final ritual, where everyone could choose whether to go back to their own world or merge with their other half. In a shocking turn of events, everyone found their corresponding pair, and they spoke of what they learned from them. Except one, the head of the Cult of Mystery. They said that this was all fake nonsense, and that happiness could not be real or enduring. They were suffering. Their pair had been killed. Then the head of the Fae, well, the head witch of the moss, embraced them. They said that although they were without another half, they were not without community. Then the head of the Fae asked everyone to cast a spell together to keep the portal open, so this castle could stay as a permanent middle point between the two worlds. And all working together, they made it happen. And then they went outside and lit a bonfire in celebration, and danced around it until the sun rose.